Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another time of possession. The boys are back. It is time to preview the AFC East as part of our 2025 division profiles for the NFL, where we are going to break down every single division and basically tell you if they're going to be good or not, or mid, as the kids say. But before we begin, boys, how are we doing today?
I'm good.
Just trying to get through the weekend. I got a con I'm going to this next weekend, but only for like a day. So, get through another week of work and then
Nice. All right. Well, before we begin with the AFC East, I wanted to get your guys' take on the Marcus Smart to the Laker acquisition. I almost said trade acquisition. I know that we waived Shake Melton.
Yeah,
Um, so I mean it. I mean, my opinion, I think we have way too many guards, and I think we need to trade Reeves for another big man or like an athletic perimeter
athletic
wing.
four, stretch
Yeah,
four
like an
type. Yeah.
athletic 3 or 4, somebody that can,
oh,
3-and-D
guys,
guy. I don't know.
guys, I got this great idea. So, we trade Austin Reeves to the Mavericks and get Anthony Davis back.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's super realistic. It would happen for sure.
Hey,
100%.
we have shown that Nico is a reliable trade partner. Come on, guys. And we kept all of our assets this offseason. We didn't have to give any of them up to get Aiton or Smart. So let's just call up Nico again and say, let's keep this one quiet again, like last time. You got
I
Cooper
like
Flag.
Smart.
Congrats.
It's a good defensive ad for us, definitely. We need a guy like that, I feel like.
Yeah. I think the only real issue with Marcus Smart is he has not played like a lot of basketball the last couple of years. Like with
Hmm.
Memphis, he did not. He was hurt all the time, and then with Washington, he was hurt all the time. So like, I just kind of worry about him
Yeah.
getting back to. Like, I don't think he's gonna win like a defensive player of the year with us or anything, but I would like to like let's make second team all defense or something. Like let's kind of get back to being a plus defender.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's a kind of a no-brainer with the Lakers. Got to add as much talent as possible because Rob Plink is still asleep at the wheel. It has done nothing this offseason. So,
Yeah.
all right, let's. I guess we could jump right into the AFC East now. Just for the people that are just tuning in and learning about what we do here. So, what we are going to give you in these division profiles, we're going to talk about last season, what they did in a 2024 season recap. We're going to give you their rankings offensively and defensively. And then we're going to tell you, did they lose anybody in free agency? Did they get anybody? The answer is obviously yes for every single one of those things. But who did they lose? Is this going to impact the team? We'll look at the depth chart of the team. We'll look
Are they
at their
star
draft class.
players?
Yeah,
Hmm.
who they drafted to kind of address any needs. We will look at the schedule, and then we will give you our predictions on an over-under for the win total. And at the very end of the profile, we will tell you the order in which this division will go in our opinion. So let's begin with the New England Patriots. Jared, would you care to explain why Mike Vrabel isn't letting his players have premarital sex? Like what is happening here? What is your thought process behind this year's Patriots memes?
Well, obviously it's the Patriot way. Mike Vrabel was under Bill Belichick. He played for him. And then obviously he took what he learned to Tennessee. And then now back with the Patriots, he's enforcing this Patriot way. We're not going to have any drama minus Stephon Diggs of whatever he did on that boat. We're just going to place that over here. That was a one-time thing. That was an outlier. It's an anomaly.
A big ad for them.
Obviously, you want consent before sending unsolicited dick pics to the homies. Obviously, you don't just want a random, text message popping up with no context whatsoever. No more bikes. You're gonna either walk or take the bus, just like Jonathan Gannon would. It's a smart guy. Ryan and I made fun of that a while back, and hey, we were mistaken. We were mistaken. So you're either taking the bus or you're walking. And then number 12 is unretired. Everybody, it is fair game. Number 12, first come, first serve. And then obviously the Armand Membu, Will Campbell. During our mock drafts, Ryan loved Membu over Will Campbell, so I made it my mission to make sure Will Campbell went before Membu, and it happened. Success, y'all.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
And obviously, we'll see in time who's more vindicated in their take. But
I don't care. I win. Campbell was taken first.
Yeah, we'll see about that. All right, so getting into last season, obviously the Patriots did not have a good year under, what was that guy's name? Who was their coach last year? Former player.
Oh, right.
Crap.
I got you. Gerard Mayo.
Gerard Mayo.
Mayo, right? Yeah, okay.
Under Gerard Mayo, the Patriots.
I was about to say it, and I was like, Gerard, wait, is it right?
Yeah. They went 4-13. They got last in the division. They were 2-6 at home, 2-7 on the road, and obviously with a 4-13 record, you're missing the playoffs. Offensively,
Yeesh.
it was not very good. And looking at the numbers, it kind of makes me question, what the hell did people see in Drake Maye last year? I don't get it.
No, for real. I was thinking the same thing. Now,
29th in passing.
Wow.
Yeah, 29th in passing. Not that much better in running the football. They were 25th, and then 30th in total points scored. Defensively, they weren't even good, and that's been kind of the staple of the Patriots for years. Even if they're bad offensively, the defense can get going. Not last year. They were 30th against the pass. The secondary was tragic. If I'm not mistaken, Christian Gonzalez, their number one corner, was out last year, so, that probably doesn't help. Defensively against the run, 19th. All right, that's fine, I guess. And then 22nd in points allowed. Obviously, you'd like to be a little higher in that category, not giving up a lot of points. But let's just say this. The offense did not help the defense out all that much, right? Those things go hand in hand, and offensively, they were very bad. Here is the new staff. New old staff? I don't know. It's kind of weird because, some of these people are coming back, and they've been here before. For the GM, Elliott Wolf, this is his second season officially as the GM, but he's been with the Patriots for a long time. He was originally the Patriots head director of scouting. Not sure, it's not like the Patriots have had amazing drafts and have been blowing people out of the water that way. It was kind of just like Tom Brady figure it out. Bill Belichick's defense is going to be good. So has he earned the title, and is he going to be good at the job? I don't know. We'll see. He obviously drafted Drake Maye last year, and that's ultimately what this guy's career as the GM is going to be, established on. If he hits on Drake Maye, awesome. You're probably going to be good. This guy was here when they drafted Mac Jones, and we see how that ended up, right? Tennessee head coach or former Tennessee head coach Mike Vrabel is here. He was a player here, and he did a really good job in Tennessee. It was kind of a shock to all of us when they let him go, but he's here now after taking a year off from coaching. Josh McDaniels is the offensive coordinator. Once again, he's back for the seventh time. Look, as bad of a head coach as he has been for multiple AFC West teams, the Raiders and my Broncos, he's a good offensive coordinator. He did good with Mac Jones when he was the OC, and then Bill Belichick decided to hire a defensive coordinator to be the offensive coordinator. That was strange, but obviously, if you're co-signed by Tom Brady, you're probably going to have a lot of jobs for a long time. The defensive coordinator, in his first stint as a defensive coordinator, so he's kind of an unknown, is Terrell Williams. He was the Detroit Lions run game coordinator, so he worked a lot with the run scheme there as on the offensive side of the ball, and he was also the defensive line coach, which is probably one of the stronger units in Detroit. Aiden Hutchinson, before they all got hurt, obviously. So
Very
kind of an
interesting
interesting,
roles.
yeah, kind of an interesting combo. All this
Yeah,
tells me is that I think
he
the
knows
Patriots,
line.
they should be good against the run this year.
He knows the
Hopefully,
trenches.
if this guy knows what he's doing, right? And then Jeremy Springer, um, this is year 2 for him. He was, when researching him, he was the assistant special teams coordinator with the Rams before he took this job. So, sure, it's special teams. What do you want from us? Every single team does the exact same thing on special teams. So, now,
Wow.
this is a big list, right? But
Oh my
just wait.
gosh.
But just wait. Because there's a team on this list that has way more, and so much so I had to split this into 2 pages because it would not format correctly.
I think I
and
saw
That's
that.
crazy.
I think I saw it when I was putting the memes in. I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
Crazy.
I fixed it eventually, but my OCD is pissed off at me because I want them to be on the same page and look nice, but I couldn't
Dude,
do it for a
same. Yeah, I would be pissed too. I feel
Yeah,
you.
it's very annoying. But let's stick to the Patriots for now. Free agency losses, you could see them on the screen right now. The quarterback room is completely different. Both QBs are gone, Jacoby Brissett and Joe Milton. They had 3 losses along the offensive line, 2 to retirement, and Wes Schweitzer,
Schweitzer.
something like that. And then obviously longtime center David Andrews is gone. He's retired as well. Along the defensive line, Gottschalk's obviously got traded
Gottschalk.
to New Orleans. We
Wait,
talked about him in our
that
NFC
old,
South
that old
preview.
store?
Huh?
Gottschalk's the old store?
Yes, that he's playing defensive line for the Saints now, the old store. And who else we got here? In the linebacker room, Jawan Bentley is gone. That's a big name.
Talkie too. Dang.
Talkie is gone too. Neither of them have been signed though as of this point, so they could come back. They could end up with another team. And then they obviously lost Jonathan Jones. He went to Washington. Big signing for Washington there.
I feel like Washington's been signing everybody this offseason.
They have,
They had
yeah.
a cap room. Joe Cardona went to Miami. A long snapper. Big signing for Miami there. And then Joey Sly, the former kicker
Who
here.
the heck's their kicker?
Joey Sly.
They didn't add anybody.
I genuinely don't know, and we'll look at the depth chart. They might have drafted somebody, maybe. I have no clue. Additions, they signed Josh Jobs. That's fun. I like Josh Jobs. He's a cool guy. Obviously, the big one this offseason was Stephon Diggs. He's not doing drugs on a boat with Cardi B anymore. He's actually here playing football. We'll see if it works out or if he is washed. Mac Hollins is most notably known for not wearing shoes. He's here now.
I love
It's
it when he
okay.
just crazy.
The beef between Mac Hollins and Ryan is just.
I just don't get it. He's not that good, and he doesn't wear shoes. He's just kind of a weird guy.
He's a weird dude, honestly. If you hear him talk, like
I don't know, man. Along the offensive line, they traded out one tackle, and they bought in Morgan Moses from the Jets. Sure, because Jets offensive lines have always been really good, right, guys? And then they bring in Garrett Bradbury, who played his rookie contract of Minnesota, earns a nice little 2-year, almost $10 million payday here with to replace David Andrews. That's tough shoes to fill for him, but Garrett Bradbury's been a solid NFL player. He's been okay, Kayvon Chason, former LSU edge rusher. I believe he was a first round. Maybe was he a first round pick way back
Yes,
when?
he was.
I don't know.
The pandemic draft, he was a first rounder.
Yeah, I don't remember. But he was with the Raiders this past season, and yeah, he's back. Harold Landry comes over. He was with Vrabel in Tennessee. He's here in New England now. The offensive line, this was the biggest signing. Milton Williams, who was on the Eagles defensive line, obviously 4 years, $104 million. He almost certainly will not live up to the contract because that's a crap load of money for a defensive tackle if your name's not Chris Jones. So, but he's a good player. I'm not going to he's a good player. It's just a lot of money for a defensive tackle. Couple other starters there. And Robert Spillane from Vegas, 3 years, $33 million. Good little payday. And then Carlton Davis comes over from Detroit in the secondary, 3 years, $60 million. And then, Marcus Epps is year 2. But who cares, right? Overall, what stands out to you guys? Obviously, this team spent a lot of money. They had a lot of holes to fill. And what kind of stands out to you guys with what they did in free agency this offseason?
I like the attention to defense that they did.
Yeah.
I obviously forgot what
it's always been New England's nature.
I always forgot what they did in the draft. I'll have to see when you go down later when we look at the draft class again. But yeah, I like they addressed like a little bit of the O-line, but mainly the defense because it was just such a bad unit. And Vrabel is, as you said, a defensive coach. So it's nice to see. Robert Spillane's good. So is Carlton Davis, Milton Williams. Obviously, everyone's going to overpay for, Eagles players because they just won the Super Bowl and whatnot. But
yeah, for sure.
Decent offseason.
Stephon Diggs obviously stands out, but he also did get injured. So we'll see.
Yeah, a lot of people thought the Patriots were going to be in with T. Higgins. Obviously, that didn't work out because Cincinnati actually ended up paying him. So, we'll see if Diggs actually pans out. You said you wanted to see the draft class. Let's get into it now. Wait for this to load. We're going to see a random video from a random YouTuber here. Who knows? No thank you, Albert Breer, as much as I enjoy the quarterback podcast you do. All right, so 2025 was a very interesting draft. This is where they went on the offensive side of the ball. A lot of notable players here. Will Campbell, Jared's guy, obviously. Travion Henderson, one of the better running backs in the class. And then Kyle Williams from Washington State, the wide receiver. So it's
that
not like
burn.
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking he's going to end up being their number one receiver at the end of the year. For you fantasy people that only focus on fantasy football, potentially a steal in the late rounds. I don't really know. I'm not sure I would go there because I don't know.
Not sure. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
He's got to pan out.
Yeah, last year they took Jalen Polk, another guy who they're hoping that pans out. But obviously that was a different regime. And in totality, he only had 87 yards last year. So, hey, it's not going to be hard for him to get a year 2 jump, right? Yeah. Let's take a look at the Patriots depth chart.
Who's their kicker?
We'll get there.
Like,
I've never seen Tyler so obsessed with wanting to know who a kicker is.
No, it's funny because Joey Sly gone, but then they didn't add anybody, so I was confused.
All right. So Drake Maye is going to be the starter here, and a lot of this team is going to. It's going to matter on if this team's good or not, on his development and how he takes the second year jump. Right. Ramondre Stevenson is still the projected starter, but we expect Travion Henderson to overtake him. Also, Antonio Gibson as a third option is pretty damn good. The receiver room should be improved to last year. Stephon Diggs, Demario Douglas, Mac Hollins is the projected starter, but Kyle Williams is there, Jalen Polk is there, Keyshawn Bout is there, Kendrick Bourne. A lot of young players with some potential. That those guys could obviously jump these guys in the rankings once Mac Hollins doesn't work out, because he's not going to work out. You can't play football without cleats. I don't know if he knows that or not. For the tight end room, Jared's guy Hunter Henry is still here. It seems like at this point he's been a Patriot longer than he's been a Charger. And
think
then
so.
Austin Hooper is the other tight end. So a solid tight end duo there if they want to run 2 tight end sets. But obviously Hooper's out at the moment. They also have a fullback. This is the first team, I think, when we've been doing these previews that's actually used a fullback, and that's Brock Lamp. So the offensive line should be improved. Will Campbell, Cole Strange, Garrett Bradbury, Mike Owenu, and then Morgan Moses. Not really many notable backups, but if they stay healthy, you're not going to need them. So yeah, offensively, it's not it's not the prettiest of groups, but like some names, some notability here. But I think it's going to be very dependent on Drake Maye's development as well as this offensive line. They need Will Campbell to be as good as Jared thinks he is.
Needs to be Joe Alt-esque.
Yeah, there you go. There's your kicker answer. Whoever the hell Andy Borealis? How the hell do you Borgales?
Drafted him.
Borgales.
I mean, or maybe it's John Parker Romo.
Romo.
Oh no,
that sounds like a kicker.
Oh no, it's another Romo in the league. Man.
Those are 2 names I don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's talk the defense. Milt Williams is obviously going to be there on the defensive line. Their nose tackle is going to be Tonga. Can't say his first name. Christian Barmore is still here. He's a good player. Harold Landry at linebacker. We know he's a good player. Inside is where you're going to have.
A good ad.
Yeah. Christian Ellis is pretty solid. Robert Spillane, like we talked about. Anthony Jennings is also solid. The secondary should be improved as well with Carlton Davis in here. Kyle Duggar, Jabril Peppers are still here, as well as Christian Gonzalez coming off an injury. He should be one of the best corners in the NFL, as he was prior to his injury. So, and then Marcus Jones is your nickel back. So, overall, I mean, special teams is there. You guys could see it. We don't know who these people are, and we never are. They're kickers. They don't matter. Overall, though, how are we feeling about the roster now that we've seen it for New England?
It's a lot better than last year, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I think they're much improved defensively for sure.
I'm glad my team kind of ain't facing that defense. That's all I'm going to say. That's going to be the Raiders' problem. If not, I think you guys face them. Right?
Well, we'll find out right now. Here's the schedule.
The Raiders play them first game.
By the way, the second-ranked easiest schedule in the league, which is, we'll get to the odds, which is why the odds are so, like, in your face. We'll get to the odds in a sec. But obviously, start the season off with the Raiders. Then they go to Miami to face the Dolphins. They host Pittsburgh and Carolina back-to-back weeks. Then they got a 3-game road trip, Buffalo, New Orleans, and Tennessee. Then they host Cleveland and Atlanta. They go to Tampa Bay to face the Bake Show. Then they're hosting the Jets, and will almost be certainly a win because it's the Jets. They go to Cincinnati. I feel bad for Joe Burrow going up against this defense.
So you better score 60.
Which they probably will.
If you can.
Yeah. Then they host the Giants before having a Week 14 bye, which is absolutely what you want to see.
Perfect.
Late bye is what you need in the year. Mid to late bye is what you want.
They got a tough schedule after that, though.
Yeah, kind of a tough schedule after that because Buffalo, Baltimore, on the road for the Jets, and then Miami here could be potential playoff implications with Miami, right? Miami was a playoff team a couple years ago. Maybe these guys are fighting for second place in this division. Who knows, right? But it is the second easiest schedules. You look at the schedule here, I'm not seeing any world beaters other than you got to play Buffalo twice and they're in your division. I think Cleveland's defense is always tough for a young quarterback, Myles Garrett, obviously. Tampa Bay is here. We know how we feel about Tampa Bay as well as Baltimore. But other than that, I mean, I guess Pittsburgh 2 week 3. TJ Watt's always so hard to play against for a young quarterback, but it's a pretty easy schedule, which is why, crazily enough, the win total right now for the Patriots is at 8.5 games.
Wow.
After going 4-13 last year, they're all the way up at 8.5. They are projected to get second in the division according to the odds. For
People
the
are buying
conference,
in on Drake Maye.
yeah, that people are buying in. For the conference, they're tied for 9th to win the conference, and for the Super Bowl, they are tied for 21st. Boys, are we feeling the over or the under?
I will 8.5.
That's a lot.
I want to say over, but like 9 wins.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably 9 exactly.
So Tyler, you got the over too. Okay.
Mm,
I'm gonna be real, boys.
he's going under.
I don't know, Matt. No, it's just like
The schedule's
if
deceiving.
these guys,
It's deceiving. Like it's an easy schedule, but
Yeah.
like can Drake? This is Drake May's chance to
Can
like.
they really do it? Yeah. With
Well, it's not even
with
just
Stephon
that.
Diggs, I mean,
it's just kind of like
they got some new players, some
they
better
were
upgrades,
they just won 4 games last year. Like,
and everyone
is
was talking hype around Drake Maye.
I'm
I
gonna
mean-
play it safe, and I'm gonna go under.
I mean, if you
Just
remember, my team
because,
was
like-
5-12, and then we immediately won what, like 11, 10 games.
It's true, yeah. I guess my whole thing is just if the Patriots go 7-10, I still feel like that's a successful season.
Oh yeah, I'd say so.
You know what I mean? Like, I still think that 7-10 is a successful season, and I think they would not only double their win total, they would double it and increase it like by more. They more than double the win total, and that just does not happen all that often. And I'm gonna be real. I didn't. Maybe I'm tripping. I didn't see it all with Drake Maye last year.
He
I
also
don't
had
know.
like no offensive line either, so.
Yeah. Look, this may change by the time we do the whole NFL. For now, I'm going to go under. I do need to see more with these guys. So, all right, moving on. Jared, what the hell's happening here?
Okay, well, we'll start with the one with Aaron Rodgers. He is out of town and he has destroyed the Jets on his way out. They are more than a dumpster fire. They are a pile of rubble. He is on his way to Pittsburgh. I tried to find the PNG of him in a Pittsburgh jersey, but it's not out yet. So, yeah. And now the other one. If you remember, Sauce Gardner said to Josh Allen, out of respect for my boy Josh, I'm not going to go see Sinners. So this is Haley forcing Sauce Gardner to watch Sinners. From this clip of My Hero Academia.
Wow.
I don't know by the way, I don't know if you guys have seen Sinners. It's an incredible movie. It's
I have
awesome.
not, and I don't plan to.
I
It's
haven't
great.
seen it, but
it's
I've
great.
just heard it's great.
Yeah, don't like that kind of stuff.
It's awesome. It's awesome. All right. So last year was about the worst possible scenario, other than Aaron Rodgers getting hurt again, that this could have like been season wise for the Jets. They go 5-12, and I mean, yeah, you could see it on the screen. They were not good. You guys remember when this team had Super Bowl hopes? That was a fun time. That was hilarious. But yeah, 5-12, third in the division, 3-5 at home, 2-7 on the road, and obviously with a 5-12 record, you're missing the postseason. Here are the rankings for everything. It looks kind of what's the word, Jared?
Mid.
There, Tyler beats you to it. Yeah, it's mid, as the kids say. 18th in passing. I thought Aaron Rodgers was, I thought he was back, guys. What happened? Rushing,
With
he was.
Devontae
They were 24th, and I
and
was told
Garrett.
that Breece Hall and was amazing and all that. All right, 25th in points. Passing the ball, they were 19 or passing against that defense. Pass defense. This team's got me all discombobulated because they suck so much. Pass defense, they were 19th. Not great. I thought Sauce was the best corner in the NFL. He's clearly not. That's my guy. Against the run, they were 23rd. Okay, and then 20th in points allowed. Mid. Here's the new staff. Darren Muggy? Like Muggsy Bogues? I don't know.
Who?
Yeah, he comes from my team. Was Denver's assistant GM. Sure, I guess. All right. George Payton's not like world breaking or anything, but sure, you know what? Go off. For the head coach, it's Aaron Glenn. He was the former Detroit Lions defensive coordinator, and he's brought some other people over from Detroit, like Tanner Engstrand, who was the Detroit Lions passing game coordinator. Defensively, he brought Steve Wilkes back. His last job was in 2023 as the 49ers defensive coordinator. He took a year off from coaching last year, but I think Steve Wilkes is a solid defensive coordinator. Special teams wise, it's Chris Banjo. He was Denver's assistant special teams coordinator. So what the Jets are saying is, we're going to go to some of the better run organizations over the last couple of years, and we are going to steal your people. Detroit, good run organization. Denver, since Sean Payton's got there, good run organization. Niners, good run organization. I get it, okay?
Not this last year. I don't know what the hell San Francisco's doing.
Now, the Jets are not, despite the fact that their losses go on to the next page, very far down. This is not the team I'm even talking about with a bunch of moves. Just wait,
bro.
We'll get to them.
I know what team it is.
That's crazy.
Too. I know what team it is.
Yeah,
Bills.
like, just because the list was so long, I'm thinking that they're gonna get the number 1 pick this year. I'm just like out on this team completely.
Oh God, Arch Manning, you are a New York Jets.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go through the losses. It's a lot. We're going lightning speed round because there's so freaking many. You can see what team they went to on the side. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Devontae Adams is gone. Tyler Conklin is gone. Kenny Yeboah is gone. That's not how you say his name. Who cares? Morgan Moses. We talked about Morgan Moses. He's at the Patriots. Tyron Smith, the future Hall of Famer, retired. What's his name? Went to New England as well. Jake Hansen, he's a free agent. Okay. Hassan Reddick went to Tampa. We talked about him. Fotu went to Vegas. Javon Kinlaw went to Washington. Solomon Thomas went to Dallas. The linebacking room is in shambles too. CJ Mosley.
Damn, CJ Mosley.
I don't know what CJ Mosley did. I thought CJ Mosley retired for some reason, but it didn't say that on the site I was using, which is just NFL.com. So maybe they haven't updated it. I don't know what CJ Mosley's doing. I don't know where he's at. He's somewhere. Okay. The whole entire secondary is gone.
Damn.
The whole secondary is gone. DJ Reed went to Detroit. Kendall Sheffield went to Miami. Ashton Davis went to Miami as well. Chuck Clark, Dalen Mills haven't been signed. Both kickers are gone. And the punter's gone. They all said we're going from the East Coast to the West Coast. Greg Joseph and Thomas Morstead all went to San Francisco. Yeah, it's a lot of losses. And here's what they did. Yeah, I think the Jets are going full rebuild. I think it's just full rebuild mode because they didn't bring in a lot of people, and I think that they're going to give their young guys a chance a lot. Okay. So Justin Fields is here now. Pittsburgh and the Jets, they just swapped guys.
He was
and they
good when
were
he was
like-
starting.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. Kene Nwangwu, I think I nailed that. He is going to be the kick returner here. More than likely, he also plays running back, but he's probably going to be the kick returner. In the wide receiver room, Tyler Johnson and Josh Reynolds. Those your additions.
That's a sexy wide receiver room that they're gonna have.
It's
Garrett
definitely
Wilson.
it's definitely a room with wide receivers in it. Sure. Offensively, Chukwuma
Okorafor.
Okafor.
Yeah.
He's coming over from New England. Okay. Looks like they swapped tackles too there because obviously Morgan Moses goes to New England. Josh Myers from Green Bay is the new center. I don't know if he'll start or not. We'll see. Brian Cowart from the Chicago Bears. Derek Nottie from Kansas City. Brandon Stevens from Baltimore. And then Andre Sisco from Jacksonville. They didn't do a whole lot when it comes to adding players. So, yeah. Let's see what they did in the draft, I guess. Albert Breer, get out of here. Okay. So, obviously, they took my guy Mimbu at pick 7 behind Will Campbell. They also took Mason Taylor, son of Jason Taylor, who is an NFL legend, obviously, and I think it's aunt is Joy Taylor. Shout out to her. She's out of a job right now.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
Come on,
Jesus.
Rye. Come on.
Yeah.
She's jobless, man. I don't know what to tell you.
That's tough.
Anyways, they also last year they drafted Fashanu, so they're taking the right approach, I think. They're kind of
Trying to
going the
get that
Detroit.
line.
They're going the Detroit Lions route, which is what Aaron Glenn wants to do, right? He wants to build the offensive line up and then put a quarterback behind them to succeed. Now, the thing with the Lions is they did use a retread, Jared Goff, from another team, and they've had a lot of success doing that. Can Justin Fields be that guy? We'll see. We'll see. The depth chart is not the prettiest in the world. I'll be real.
Damn, Josh Reynolds is the 2.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds the 2. So
Tells
yeah.
you a lot. Alan Lazard. Surprised he didn't go with Aaron Rodgers.
I know. Those two are like birds of a feather.
Inseparable. Yeah.
So yeah, Justin Fields is the starter. Tyrod Taylor's here. I wouldn't be surprised if at some point we saw Tyrod Taylor take some snaps here. Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, solid 1-2 punch. But again, I was told that, sorry guys.
You're good.
Yeah, I was told that those two guys are supposed to be like some amazing combo. Wide receiver wise, Garrett Wilson, Josh Reynolds, Alan Lazard. I'm surprised Alan Lazard, considering he was only here because Aaron Rodgers. But sure, I guess he's a good deep threat. He has problems with the drops, but sure. Mason Taylor's here.
I get the drops too from time to time.
Starting tight end.
Yeah, he's projected to be the starter. So if some of you guys want to take a chance on a potential rookie tight end for your fantasy team, Mason Taylor's there. If you
He was
don't
good
want
at LSU.
to spend the higher price of the other two guys that got drafted, he's here, right?
My issue with taking him in fantasy is how many times is Fields going to run the ball as opposed to throwing it? Well,
my argument to that argument would be, I think that would affect the receivers more. The tight ends are more of the security blanket, Like, I think that's a good argument for taking Garrett Wilson, who, by the way, just got paid, which means he doesn't have to show out. He got his money. So, Andrew Beck, I think he's a former Bronco fullback, by the way, is here. And then here is the offensive line. A lot of young pieces in like Fushanu, Elijah Vera Tucker, who's a really good. He's a good player. Armand Mimbu is projected to be the starter here. Like, you have the pieces here for it to be a really good young offensive line, but I don't know if it's got to pan out. It's the Jets. I don't really trust them to do much of anything, but hopefully Aaron Glenn can come in and establish a new culture. 2-3 years ago, we thought the same thing about the Detroit Lions, and where they're at now, the best organizations in the NFL. So maybe Aaron Glenn can do the same thing for the Jets. Defensively, this is where I'm kind of like, I don't know, man, how good of a defense this is going to be. Will McDonald is here. Derek Nottie from Kansas City comes over. He's a good defensive tackle. Quinnen Williams, good defensive tackle. Jermaine Johnson is starting the year out. I don't know when he's back, but hopefully he can be back soon. He's a good edge rusher. They need him. Jamin Davis, solid. Jermaine Sherwood, Quincy Williams is pretty solid. The secondary is where you're kind of like, outside of Sauce Gardner, what do we got going on here? Sauce is obviously one of the 5 best corners in the NFL. I think people overrate him because he has a cool name. That's just me. Tony Adams is all right. Andre Cisco is a new guy in town. Brandon Stevens, Isaiah Oliver. It's not. I just don't think that it's not the defense that the Jets have had the last couple of years where you're like, all right, on paper, this is probably a top 10 defense. I don't know about that this year for the Jets. And for those of you that care, Caden Davis is the kicker, and Austin McNamara is the punter. Yeah. What are we thinking about the Jets, boys? Obviously, I think these guys want to rebuild, which is probably what, and they kind of want to go to the Detroit route. How do we feel about Justin Fields? Just everything on the roster? What are we thinking?
Hey man, Rome wasn't built in a day. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. So, the Lions, when they built, it didn't just happen in 1 year. That first year under Will Campbell was misery. And then, the next year was not the greatest. And then the year after that was their, NFC title run. So it took about 3 years for them to do it. So Jets fans, you're going to have to wait a couple of years. Still. Again.
They've been waiting a long time.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think the thing that does not help them is, unlike the other teams in this division, they have a decently hard schedule. They have the 16th hardest, which honestly, up to this point in our profile stuff that we've been doing, this is probably like the hardest schedule, right? Like the highest number, 16.
Yeah, I would say.
As we go to the harder divisions than the more competitive divisions, obviously that number is going to increase. But here's the 16th ranked schedule in the NFL. Starting off with Pittsburgh in week 1, that's not great. Buffalo week 2, that's not great. On the road, Tampa Bay, that's not great. So you're probably looking at an 0-3 Jets. Not great for Justin Fields. We'll see what they do. Then you're on the road for Miami. You have a 3-game homestand. I guess technically this Denver game's not at home, but you're right. But you got Dallas, then Denver, Carolina. Then you're on the road to Cincinnati, and you have the perfect bye for a week 9 bye, right in the middle of the season. Next up, Cleveland. Maybe a win. You got 2 road games, New England and Baltimore. Then you're home for Atlanta and Miami. On the road, Jacksonville and New Orleans. The Patriots at home. And to finish your season, you're going on the road to play against Buffalo's backups. Because I think the Bills will probably have secured the number 1 seed, or at least a first-round bye at that point. Number 1 seed. whatever. They're securing the division. They're not going to have to play for anything in week 18. So potential week 18 win for the Jets. But yeah, that's the Jets schedule. It is a mixed bag. You know, there's some definite L's on that schedule and some tough outs, but I guess for the Jets, if you're the Jets, there's no such thing as a give me. There's no such thing as a gimme game if you're the Jets. Apologize for the crappy layout, but the odds for the Jets, the win total is set at 6.5 this year. They are projected to get 4th in the division, 14th in the conference, and tied for 28th, which is almost dead last for the Super Bowl. So, are we feeling over 6.5 wins or under? This is an easy one for me.
I'm going to be different and go over. I'm kidding. No, we're going under.
You're funny. So obviously we're not expecting a lot for the Jets this year. In your guys' opinion, what do you think would be, what do you want to see from the Jets to know, like, hey, I think this rebuild is heading in the right place?
If they don't lose in typical Jets fashion.
Meaning what?
The game is close the entire time, and then when they have the chance to, win it, something bad happens, like a botched snap or an uncovered defender.
Fumble on the
or just
an
interception while pushing into enemy territory.
Okay, so no stupid stuff is what you're saying.
No stupid stuff.
All right. Control the mentals. For me, I just kind of want to see Justin Fields have a good year. I think that if Justin Fields has a good year, we can kind of look at this and be like, okay, can he pull a Jared Goff? Can he, obviously he's not the passer that Jared Goff is. I don't think he ever will be. Jared Goff is a really good thrower of the football, but could he have the kind of same career resurgence that Goff has had? And obviously we don't look at Goff and we're like, okay, he's the strong link of the Detroit Lions. We know he's not, but he's a solid quarterback. All right. Okay, dude. Can you would you like to explain what this is?
That's supposed to be Tyreek Hill, I think.
Tyreek on the Chiefs versus Tyreek on the Dolphins. He's missing life. I was originally gonna go with the Antonio Brown peace sign and just put like a text that says Tyreek by week 3. Like he's just gonna be so done. Because as we know, at the end of last season, he was like, "Hey, I'm done with Miami. I want to go elsewhere." And well, that didn't happen yet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Damn. For Miami, don't let the 8-9 record fool you.
They were pretty bad.
Because it was not. It did not feel like an 8-9 season.
It did not feel like that at all.
It didn't feel like they won 8 games. Which, on one hand, you can be like, you know what? In all the craziness that happened last year, starting on the very first week, week 1 of the season, when Tyreek Hill gets arrested when driving to the stadium. When that happens, it starts with that, and then you have Tua in and out of the lineup. All these injuries, just crazy stuff happening constantly. We won 8 games in a crazy year. That's pretty good. I say, let's take a look at the team I've been hinting at this entire time and get a real sense of what's going to happen with the Miami Dolphins this year. They got second. They were 5-3 at home, which is good. Miami's always had the good home field advantage because it's hot as hell there, and other teams just aren't ready for it, at least early in the season, right? On the road is where they struggle, and when it gets a little chilly outside, we know Tua's not good at that. He can't throw past 15 yards, and it's hard to do that in the cold. They missed the playoffs, obviously. Now, when I looked at these numbers, they really surprised me. Because I would have figured...
Wait a sec. A-Chain? No way. 31st?
A-Chain was hurt a lot last year.
He
too,
was,
though, right?
yeah. He was.
That's
I had him
true,
in
yeah,
fantasy.
but Mostert was doing good too when he wasn't. Like,
Mostert was also hurt.
That's right, yeah, that's true.
Miami
Yeah, they
running
both
backs
did.
cannot stay healthy.
When I saw these numbers, I was like, do I have these flipped? Because these defensive numbers look really good. And I'm like, the Miami Dolphins don't have a good defense. And then the offense, 14th against the pass. Okay, Tua's in and out of the lineup. They have a really good passing offense. When he's not, they don't, right? Rushing. Everyone got hurt. Don't know what the hell happened. Points, 22nd. Okay. Tua's in and out of the lineup. I understand it. The defense is what surprised me. They're 11th against the pass, 13th against the run, and 10th in points allowed. Wow. I was just like, have I been sleeping on the Miami Dolphins defense? Let's really, and I was really excited when I saw these numbers. I was like, you know what? Let's really dig into, are the Dolphins like secretly going to be a good team this year? Because if the offense stays healthy and the defense keeps up this, they could be a surprise team. I don't think they're going to beat like the Bills or anything, but they could make the playoffs. So I was like, okay, and I don't want to reveal nothing yet. Let's talk about the staff. And I apologize for the viewers because you got all this empty space, but I really want to just emphasize this. So Chris Greer is in his 10th year as the GM. He's done an okay job. We haven't won anything, but he's done an okay job putting together a competent roster. Mike McDaniel, the boy wonder with all his funny, awkward interviews that we love.
Go get him, Mike.
4th year.
Show some hustle.
Yeah, he's like out there vaping on the sidelines and everything. He's a cool guy, you know?
It's so crazy to see.
Fits the Miami vibe.
Still denies it to this point, by the way, which is kind of crazy. Frank Smith is the OC, but we know who's calling the plays here. It's Mike McDaniel, probably. Defensively, this was the guy I was like, okay, Anthony Weaver, this is year 2 for you, and your defense did that last year? All right, I'm impressed. And then for special teams, they bring in Craig Ackerman, I think that's how you would say it, the Rams assistant special teams coach from last season. So, a lot of Rams assistants and assistants get hired, by the way. Everyone wants that Sean McVay trade, man. Yeah, everyone wants your guys. So yeah, Anthony Weaver, man, just a name to keep an eye on. That I really want to focus on this NFL. Is he secretly going to have one of the better units in the NFL? Now, after saying that, all right, so I want you guys to take a look at the screen. What do you notice here? Because I notice that, usually the columns are split up and you have the losses on one side and the additions on the other. But for some reason, this time, the losses are on both. You know why? Because this team has had more turnover than any team in the NFL, at least for our division profiles, up to this point. The amount of
that is insane.
The amount of players that are like, get me the hell out of Miami.
3 edge guys. Oh my gosh.
Dude, it's just kind of nuts. So
dude,
let's
they
go
have
through...
like multiples of every position pretty much. This is crazy.
Oh god, and that tight end room is
bro,
nice.
Gone.
The left is the offense, the right is the defense. And when I looked at the left side, I was like, okay, Jonnu Smith is gone. You're gonna have some, movement on the offensive line. No Taron Armstrong. Robert Jones goes to Dallas. Kendall Lamb goes to Philadelphia. Isaiah Wynn did not pan out. He's just a free agent out there, right? The tight end room is going to be thin. Wide receiver wise, Braxton Berrios is like okay, right? River Craycraft, you're not really missing much with him. The running back room is where I'm like, okay, they're going to need a lot. They need A-Chain to stay healthy because no Mostert now, no Jeff Wilson now. And then Ravens legend Tyler Huntley is gone, right? So on the offensive side, I was like, okay, you're not going to have a competent tight end, and the offensive line is a lot of moving parts, right?
Obliterated.
Yeah. The other stuff we can kind of deal with. We have our guys in place. The defense is where I'm like, oh boy. So Tyus Bowser is gone. Deshaun Hand goes over to the
They
Chargers.
lost King Koopa himself. God damn.
Yeah, it's a big loss. Deshaun Hand goes to the Chargers, probably to replace Joey Bosa.
Dang, Calais
Emmanuel Ogba goes to Jacksonville. Calais Campbell goes to Arizona. The linebacker room has to be redone because Anthony Walker Jr. goes to Tampa Bay. We already talked about him in the NFC South edition. Duke Riley is also a free agent as of now. In the secondary, guys, I'm going to be real. We haven't looked at the depth chart yet. This is probably going to be the worst secondary in the NFL.
Bro, the
My
DBs and
My team plays Miami
the
this year.
safeties, my lord.
Yeah. This is going to be the worst secondary in the NFL. Siren Neal's with the Niners. Kendall Fuller, who's a pretty good player, hasn't even been signed to anybody yet. Jalen Ramsey got traded to Pittsburgh. Javon Holland is with the Giants. Jordan Poyer hasn't been signed. And my goodness, they lost Jack McQuaid. What are they going to do, the long snapper? I mean, that's like the biggest loss out of all of them. So that's it, boys. That's everything they've lost. Now, I need you to just try to remember this in your head because, stupidly enough, I'm going to have to scroll back and forth because I have this long list here of who they add.
God.
Damn,
And
bro.
one thing I really want to point out to you is you're going to notice a lot of one-year deals worth $1.3 million. Exact. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all.
Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm just saying.
Dang.
Miami is either
Alexander Madison. All right.
They are either tanking for Arch Manning, or that's. The only
you
thing
better
I can
trade
think of.
Tua then, because you just gave him that big ass contract a year or two ago.
I don't know what the plan is with this team. I just don't know.
Nick Westbrook, Akine, Darren Waller, some good ads. They got Darren Waller to come back to play football.
Yeah, because his rapping career wasn't. Bro had about as good as rapping career as I did, and I didn't even post any music. I didn't even write anything.
Yeah. So the complete list is in front of you. Offensively, okay, Zach Wilson's your backup. Fine, that's whatever. I'm not going to be surprised because we're probably going to see Zach point because I'm just going to bake in Tua missing a couple games this year with this team at this point. Alexander Madison, okay, fine. Bigger name than production to this point in his career. Nick Westbrook Akine, at least he's here for multiple years and it's always. Farrell Brown, I don't really care, but Darren Waller is kind of the one I want to focus on. It's really hard for me to get excited for Darren Waller coming out of retirement to play for this team, but if we get old Darren Waller, even if it's in just little spurts here and there, just little timely spots, and we get to see an offense with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, and then like an okay Darren Waller, that's something. Like that's fun, They're gonna score a lot of points here. The offensive line, Larry Borum from Chicago. The big one is James Daniel coming over from Pittsburgh. They gave him a decent sized deal here. The defensive room, I feel bad for Anthony Weaver because it is just filled with one-year deals and a bunch of guys who are just kind of journeymen at this point. KJ Britt, Willie Gay is going to make up the linebacker room. Artie Burns, Mel Fonwu from Detroit, Kendall Sheffield from the Jets, Ashton Davis. And the big one is obviously Minka Fitzpatrick, who started his career here and is back in that Jalen Ramsey deal. So, you know what I realized on this list? Okay, never mind. Actually, I'm stupid. I was gonna say I didn't include, what's his name? Jonnu Smith. He's on the other team. Yeah, he's gone. Okay. And then obviously to replace that long snapper, you have Joe Cardona. He's here to save everything. Yeah. So
Getting more than a DB by 0.1.
that's true. Yeah, he is making a lot more, 1.4 million, than a lot of these people. And obviously long snapper super important. So yeah, the losses are on one page. The additions are all here. A lot of turnover, and usually that does not spell to me like, oh, this is going to be a great year. But let's see what they did in the draft. Maybe they had a great draft to supplement losing these players. So,
with the first pick, Jalen Waddle. I'm just kidding.
So Kenneth Grant, who, okay, that's fine. I thought he was going to go a little lower than 13. Kind of surprising he went that high, right? But Kenneth Grant's pretty solid. Jonah something from Arizona, offensive lineman. And then you look over here and you're like, what happened? Well, they didn't have any third or fourth round picks this year. So, couple fifth rounders. Quinn Ewers is here. Remember when he was the highest rated? I think at some point he was the highest rated high school quarterback prospect. He still might be in history up to this point.
He was on the cover of the last college football game.
And here he is. Yeah, life hits you hard.
Hey, he took him far.
Last year, Chop Robinson was their first round pick, and he had 6 sacks last year.
Where's he? Okay, I was like, dang.
Sacks last year. He's fine, but he's got to take a step up. Obviously, he's gonna have to develop and be the number 1 pass rusher. Yeah, man. I think the thing with these guys is they just haven't drafted well, and they have not. Just I don't know, man. It's been weird for these guys. Here's the depth chart, which is where we're really gonna have the discussion. Because, again, you're going to look at this and you're going to be like, damn, that's going to be a fun offense. But you have to bake in the fact that the quarterback's probably going to miss some time. A-Chain's been hurt every year of his career. Tyreek got hurt last year a little bit, right? Jalen Waddle's hurt all the time. So it's just like Darren Waller's the starting tight end. He's coming out of retirement. And then you look at the
their
offensive
backups
line.
is D. Eskridge, Malik Washington. Oh, Lord.
Yeah. You're just like, who? So, not great. Not great. So, yeah, Tua, A-Chain, Tyreek, Jalen Waddle, Nick Westbrook-Akine is here. Darren Waller is going to be the starting tight end. They are still going to use a fullback. One of the few teams that actually use a fullback in. The offensive line is where I'm kind of like, ooh, this is kind of scary. Patrick Paul is going to be the starting left tackle. Who? James Daniel comes over from Pittsburgh. Aaron Brewer's the center. Who? Jonah, big last name, the guy they.
Oh, man.
The second round is projected to be the right guard. Surprisingly enough, I remember Liam Eichenberg being a draft pick too. I don't know what with him. I guess he just didn't pan out. And then Austin Jackson has been a solid tackle for them, right? But obviously he's right tackle because Tua's left-handed, so he protects the blind side, and it's opposite for this team. Yeah. Let's check out the defense, which is going to, believe it or not, I can't believe I'm saying this, is the defense going to have to carry the offense this year? I don't know. Kenneth Grant is here, Benito Jones, Zach Seiler, Jalen Phillips, if you remember him, along with Chop Robinson as a backup here. I don't know what their plan is on the linebacking. They're trying to build a pass rush with Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, Chop Robinson. So they're trying. Can they do it? I don't know. Dodson and Brooks are the linebacking core. Willie Gay and Cade
Duck. I love
backups.
that.
Storm Duck. That is
What a name, bro.
in contention. He has to be a good player just because of the name. The safety room is Ashton Davis and Minka Fitzpatrick. So you're like, okay, that's cool, right? Jason Marshall is another corner. And then Cater Kahao.
Kohu, I think.
I don't know, man. I don't think this is going to be a good defense anymore, and I feel bad for Anthony Weaver because he did really good last year. Special teams, Jason Sanders is still the kicker. Ryan Stonehouse is the punter. Boys, how are we feeling about the Miami Dolphins?
Oh, I really, really hope when my team plays them this year, it is an absolute curb stomp.
Was I going to say a word?
I was waiting for it. I was like,
Yeah.
he's going through all the possibilities right now.
Yeah, that's why it's like I'm in the darkness right now. I'm cooking up nefarious plots right now.
Yeah.
I know it's hella dark over there.
Yeah,
Kind of scary.
Just a little bit of sunlight there. Yeah, that's. I give it a little bit of hope for my room that you'll see some sunlight, but not
He's a
too much.
vampire.
That's that little bit of light is the Dolphins' playoff hopes.
That's good.
But yeah. Tyler, what do you think about this this roster?
I mean, there's
going
some names that stand out, obviously, but you factor in the injuries that are bound to happen, like we talked about. That defense doesn't look as good. I didn't know they had that good of a defense, like you said last year. That was shocking to see those numbers. So, yeah. Jalen Ramsey, Minka Fitzpatrick. That's kind of just the same type of trade. They're similar players, obviously. So, who knows who's gonna win that one? But yeah, I feel bad for Weaver also because that's legit what he did his first year. This does not look like that same roster.
No, it doesn't. A lot of the main names are still here, but it's just like I don't know what the plan is. So, yeah, we'll see though.
I love Jalen Phillips. UCLA.
Yeah. The schedule is 9th, so that's promising. But you do have to kind of bake in the fact that after this bye week, they're probably going to fall apart. It's a week 12 bye.
Oof.
And I just think that once it gets cold, Tua's not going to be good.
Yeah, New York.
They got to play at Pittsburgh in December. Yeah, good luck.
Even the Jets, in New York,
the Patriots.
Like we said in the last one, this couldn't have real playoff implications here.
Yeah, and it's probably going to be outdoors in the snow.
Yeah, cold. So yeah, the Colts is what they start off with. Very. Then the Patriots early, the Bills, the Jets. So they start with.
It could be 3-1.
Well, three of their first 4 weeks are division games. So I think it's going to tell us a lot about very early. Then Carolina, they host the Chargers. That's an easy win for them, right? Hosting the Chargers. I gotta wake. I gotta wake. Almost done. Then he goes to Cleveland, goes to Atlanta. 4 straight home games. Technically, this is a home game. Washington. Baltimore, Buffalo, Washington. That is a tough stretch there. Ravens, Bills, Commanders. That's
rough. That's really rough. That's 3 L's probably.
Probably. Going into your bye week, all right, guys, let's reset everything, and we get a win against the Saints. But then, it's cold outside, Jets. It's cold outside, Pittsburgh. Cincinnati has Joe Burrow, and let's be real here. When Cincinnati starts like 1-3, they're gonna have to win every game at the end like they had to last year. So you're going to lose to Cincinnati at this point because they're going to have turned it on at this point, and they have to score 50 points a game, and we know what this is going to happen. You're losing to Baker because it's Baker. And the Patriots, like, it could be for playoff stuff.
In the
I don't know,
cold.
man. I trust Mike Vrabel. I don't know. So, like, even though it's the 9th easiest schedule, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Not really.
Yeah. So the odds for these guys, 7.5 wins is what they're sitting at. And for the division, they're projected to get 3rd. For the Super Bowl, they're tied for 9th. Or for the conference, excuse me, they're tied for 9th with the Patriots. Also for the Super Bowl, they're tied for 21st. So kind of lower expectations. I think you guys know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I'm going
Like,
under.
I said under for every team. I kind of feel bad doing that. Maybe I should go over for the Patriots because I don't really trust these guys. What do you guys think?
I'm going under.
I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna go 6 feet under.
Okay. That's funny. You're a funny guy. Now the
That's
real
good.
question is, I mean, well, let's go to the team that we know is going to win this division, and then I'll ask the question. I don't think I need to ask you to explain this one because I completely understand. And I think this whole picture right here boils down to 2 things. Number one, this is him watching Sinners in the movie theater. Number 2 is this thing I've highlighted right here that happens every freaking year. Every year this happens.
It's for it references a multitude of things. That's why I chose it.
Yeah.
Just
It's perfect.
Like, plus the scene when it plays, all you hear is the like, it's just drowning out all the noise. It's just the same thing.
I think it's perfect. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Let's get into the Bills. This will probably be the fastest one because let's be real here. We could scroll all the way to the bottom. We know this team is going to be first place, but we got to talk about them. They went 13-4 last year. They got first. They were undefeated at home, and on the road they were kind of mediocre, 5-4. There's my Josh Allen roller coaster. There he is. All right. Offensively, they were one of the best offensive, if not the best. I would say the only 2 that you could argue were ahead of them were Philadelphia and Baltimore. They were 3rd in passing, 2nd in rushing. Obviously, this rushing is a combination of Josh Allen and James Cook, and points scored, they were 2nd. Defensively, I think is where you're kind of like, ooh, could they have some problems? Probably not. Sean McDermott is a good coach. He'll keep the defense upright. Defensively, they were 22nd against the pass. Against the run, they were 5th. And for points allowed, they were 11th, which is pretty good. Almost top 10. I think the only reason that they are 22nd is because when you're playing the Bills, you have to pass to keep up with them constantly because you're constantly losing. So I would imagine this number here is a little inflated, and they're probably better than 22nd if we're being honest with ourselves. The staff. Brandon Beane is back. He's in his 8th season. Him and Sean McDermott were a package deal. He is also in his 8th season. Joe Brady in his 2nd season as offensive coordinator. He definitely figured some stuff out as the OC of the Bills. The new defensive coordinator is Bobby. Is that Bobby Boucher? The water boy? Is the water boy the defensive coordinator? That'd be kind of crazy. Bobby Babbage, something like that. He coached the Bills linebackers prior to this. And then Chris Tabor is here. He's the new special teams coordinator. He was the Panthers special teams coordinator back in 2022. He hasn't coached for a couple years. I don't know what the deal is with this guy, but he's here. This is why I'm high on the Bills. There's not a lot of losses and there's not a lot of gains. A lot of continuity, and that's what we love. They lost Amari Cooper. He's still a free agent. He can come back. But I think Amari Cooper is probably going to be a Charger because Mike Williams is retired. Mac Hollins went to New England. We talked about him. Von Miller recently signed with Washington. DeJuan Smoot went to Jacksonville. A bunch of dudes on here that are more names at this point, like Jordan Phillips and Rasul Douglas. But again, they haven't been signed anywhere, so can't be that good. Khair Elam got traded to Dallas, and Sam Martin, the punter, went to Carolina. In addition, they got Elijah Moore and Josh Palmer. Josh Palmer was their big free agent acquisition. 3 years, $36 million. Jared, no salute. Are you gonna give him a little something? Little dun, 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 dun. Yeah, see, there you go. On the offensive line, they brought in Kendrick Green from Pittsburgh. On the edge, this is probably one you're actually going to salute about. Joe. He is at a point in his career. He's going ring chasing, and the Bills have been so close every single year. He signs a 1 year, $12.6 million contract with the Bills here. He's the new Von Miller, I guess. The big one is Michael Hoach. I think that's how you would pronounce it, coming over from the Rams. Hoyt. Yeah, there you go. Coming over from the Rams, 3 years, $24 million. So they're kind of revamping the edge rushing room. They want to get after the passer more. They probably saw the same number we did, 22nd, and they're like, okay, let's fix that. I think our secondary's fine. We got to get after the quarterback more. Larry Ogunjobi's also here. Fun fact about Larry Ogunjobi, if he signs with the Ravens at some point, he would have played for every team in the AFC North.
Wow.
He's with the Browns, he's with the Bengals, and he's been on Pittsburgh. So interesting. He's just kind of playing roulette with those guys or something. Shaq Thompson's here. Dane Jackson from Carolina. Tre'Davious White is back also. Obviously, he's most known for playing in Buffalo, but last year he was with your Rams, Tyler. He's pretty solid-ish, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys had a good defense last year, so he's part of that. But it's kind of cool to see him coming back, trying to win a Super Bowl with the team he was drafted to. And then Derek Forrest from Washington, minimum deal, probably not going to be a starter. Draft class.
Bless you.
Let's wait for the video to pop up and deleted. No, we doing that today? No, yes, no.
No.
Oh, it's going. All right, we're good.
We did it.
Oh, interesting. All right. So this year, 30th pick, they took Maxwell Hairston out of Kentucky. He can play corner, which is what they have him listed as here, but he could also play safety. So I don't know where they're going to use him exactly. Play all over. Maybe he doesn't start initially and he just plays for whoever gets hurt, because inevitably injuries happen every single year all the time, right? Last year, they drafted Keon Coleman, and they're hoping he takes a step and kind of becomes that number one receiver. Last year, he had 550 yards, 4 touchdowns. Solid year for him. So there's the draft classes. Obviously, addressing the defensive line a lot early in the draft. T.J. Sanders, Landon Jackson, Deion Walker. They are working on the trenches.
Defense, yeah.
All defense here. I think in their mind, they're kind of going to Kansas, and they're like, you know what? Josh Allen is good enough to carry our offense. He is, which is probably why they didn't do anything with this Josh Palmer. They're kind of just like, Josh can carry us, and we just need the defense to be elite, like it has been City the last couple of years, because that's who these guys are trying to. Obviously, the Eagles won the Super Bowl, but the Chiefs keep winning the AFC. So here's the Bills' offense. Josh Allen, pretty damn good. James Cook, Khalil Shakir is the number 1 receiver here. He got paid in a big extension this offseason. Keon Coleman and Josh Palmer. The tight end room is where I'm kind of excited for. 2 tight end sets with Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid.
Kincaid needs to step it up.
Kincaid needs to take over this room. I agree.
Yeah.
Also, some pretty interesting names as backups. Elijah Moore, Curtis Samuel.
He was there last year, yeah. He was doing good.
Chenault.
Oh, whoa, from Jacksonville.
I remember I was a big Laviska Chenault guy. And then
Yeah.
look, KJ Hamler, former Bronco legend, is here. Jalen Virgil. Wasn't he a Charger?
He's a Charger.
I don't remember.
Wasn't he?
I
I think
so.
Jalen Virgil was a Charger. It's a deep receiving room. It's just like they have a... So... and then Reggie Gilliam, fullback. The offensive line is also David Edwards, Connor McGovern, Osiris Torrance, Spencer Brown. Even the backups are notable, like Kendrick Green. I mean, it's a good overall offense. I like what they've done here for Josh Allen. There was a reason he won MVP last year. Even if it was a fake one, and Lamar probably should have won it. No. We're back, baby. It's NFL season. All right, defensively, this is a very impressive. Gregory Rousseau is awesome. He signed an extension this past offseason. Daquan Jones, Ed Oliver, Joey Bosa. Very good front four. Matt Milano is here. Terrell Bernard is solid. Dorian Williams. Pretty good linebacker core. Obviously, Matt Milano is really, really good. For the secondary, Christian Benford. Here's Dane Jackson. He's stepping in as a backup right now. Taylor Rapp, DeMar Hamlin. Salute to him as always. Maxwell Harrison is projected right now to start over Tre'Davious White.
Who's
I
back?
don't know if that.
He's back?
I don't know. Yeah, he's back. I don't know if that will stay that way, at least to start the season. I'm pretty sure Tre'Davious White will get quite a few snaps. These guys will rotate constantly. And then Taron Johnson is your nickel. Tyler Bass, one of the best kickers in the NFL. Jake Camarada, he probably won't be used that much because I don't know if the Bills will be punting a whole lot. So, yeah. Overall, what are we thinking about the Bills, boys, roster-wise?
It looks a lot better constructed than previous years. The issue I'm going to have with this team is can those guys on defense stay healthy? Matt Milano's been injured like the last 2-3 years. Joey, I'm asking a lot of you, but can you, I don't know, stay healthy for half a season? And then secondary, be good. I mean, I'm tired of seeing y'all in a playoff game, and there's that SOB wide open down the middle of the field. What are we doing?
Yeah.
And pass rush, I need you to be very effective because every time I watch a Bills game, they ain't very effective. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. The goal is to beat Kansas City.
And it's not
Is that
happened
going to
yet.
happen? Who knows? Is this finally the year?
I
don't know.
I said it at the end of the championship game last year. The character arc of trying to beat Patrick Mahomes for Josh Allen, for me, is over. Last year was the year for me. And he failed. When he had the ball last. And he couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I think it's interesting how with their receiver, specifically their receiver room, their core group is drafted. They've gone with the draft route of their 2 best guys now.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing in Kansas City with Rashid Rice, Xavier Worth. All right.
Homegrown.
The Bills, the reason that, well, I'm just going to spoil it now. The Bills have the highest over-under of the NFL season. I'm not going to say what it is, but they are ranked number 1 for projected to have the best record in the NFL overall. It's because of the schedule. Because after this Baltimore game, you tell me when their potential next loss could be. They're not losing to Kansas City here. because they beat them in the regular season every year. That's their Super Bowl. Are you Tampa? I mean, it's at home. I don't know. Houston, we think their offensive line is going to be a mess.
Yeah, I think they'll beat Houston.
Pittsburgh, I don't know. Cincinnati. I mean, Philadelphia in December. Philadelphia right here. Potential Super Bowl preview. You look up and down the schedule. You got the Jets, the Dolphins, the Saints, the Patriots, who you're better than, the Falcons, you're better than, Carolina. We talked about Kansas City, Miami again, Tampa, Houston, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. You have New England. The Browns aren't good. Philadelphia, the Jets. Like, I'm gonna be real, boys. The over/under is set at 12.5. That is the highest of any NFL team this season. And I'm hammering the over.
I also am, yeah.
Do you remember a couple years ago when, or was it last year potentially, when a certain Fox personality, sports commentator, predicted the Kansas City Chiefs were going to go undefeated? I think you can make the same argument for Baltimore this year.
Baltimore?
Now, am I going to do that?
You mean
Or
Buffalo?
Buffalo. Shit, you guys know what I meant.
It's like calling Uno. We just love correcting you.
Yeah. I really do think that the Bills could go undefeated. I think they could have the best record in the NFL. They probably won't go undefeated. They most likely won't, because you're gonna have a roller coaster Josh Allen game. Like, he's gonna have a bad game every once in a while, but the ceiling is so high. You guys could see from the odds. They're the heaviest division, like, title favorite in the NFL this season at minus 275. This means to win $10, you have to bet $275, by the way, to win $10. So it's not worth betting. It's just not doing it. For the conference, they are the current favorite in the AFC. I love that, by the way. And for the Super Bowl, they are second only to Philadelphia, who is the champs. They have to be respected. They're going to be first. But when was the last time we seen a repeat? It was Kansas City. So, I don't know. And finally, Tyler, you might want to log on here and get this doc pulled up. I shared it with you recently. We are all going to give our official predictions for the AFC East as of July 20th, because who knows, this could change, right?
Yeah.
Jared, you want to go ahead and kick us off?
Yeah. Obviously, we know who first place is going to be. It is the Buffalo Haley Steinfeld.
I knew you were going to do Haley.
I love Haley Steinfeld. Like, you can never make me hate her. So
she's great.
Next, I'm going to. I feel like 2 and 3 for me is going to be very interchangeable. Like, they can.
Oh, you can do tabs. That's cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the Miami Dolphins, and then I'll go New England, and then the New York Justin Fields.
All right. All right. Interesting order. All right.
I feel like 2 and 3 for me could be interchangeable.
Yeah, for sure. I see that. Tyler.
Definitely the Jets. Yeah, it's tough. Those are definitely like interchangeable. I feel like that's probably happens. Like, should I put the Buffalo Haley Steinfeld?
What does that? New England
Head pats.
head pat?
Head pats.
Okay.
Head pats.
Yeah, just like patting someone's
Okay.
head.
Oh my gosh, this guy.
I'm tall. I pat
Alright.
everybody's head.
All right. Well. Oh, this is a tough one for me because there are two teams I think at the bottom. But you know what? Oh, man, this is so tough. I think last place, I'm gonna go with. Dude, what is the acronym I could use for this? Whatever.
The Miami Mannings. Are you...
They're tanking for Arch Manning,
Mhm.
man. That's just what I'm saying. Next is what is that? Justin Fields might be Jared Goff. The Jets are second, which means I have what is a good acronym for the Patriots? Well, I'll just do this. Sinners is 10 out of 10 movie, by the way. It's pretty great. All right, for the Patriots, we will go freaking just Drake Mays. All right. So do we all have a different order? No, you guys have the same order, but I got the Jets. I have the Patriots in second. I have the Jets third, and then Miami in last. I mean, let's be real here. These bottom three teams, they could all be interchanged. We know that the Bills are going to win it.
Yep.
So yeah. Can I zoom out here? Boom. All right, really quickly to end off. Of course, have to do it as always. Boys, give me your song of the week when you know it. Jared, you got anything?
Scrolling right now.
Okay, I can go first if you want. I'll go first. Well, let me make sure I haven't recommended this yet. I know that I was gonna go Jid every week up until.
I say you're staying with Jid, or
I'm not gonna stay with Jid this time. I'm actually gonna go with someone else. So we're gonna go with everybody. Oops.
Hates Chris.
Everybody can't go by Benny the Butcher
oh,
and Kyle Banks. So that's where we're going this week. Obviously hip hop, but I'll let the track speak for itself. Yeah, everyone can't go by Benny the Butcher and Kyle Banks. Very motivational song. Very motivational hip hop centric. You guys just give it to me when you got it.
All right. All right. Yeah, I got one. I will go Poison by. This is gonna be. The artist is all one word. I
Okay.
am Jake Hill.
I am Jake Hill.
Yes.
It's like that.
Yep.
All right. What you want to give us a little background of the song? What kind of what are we looking at here?
Well, he usually does quite a bit of hip hop and rap, but this is an album he did where he tried his hand at punk rock.
Okay.
He has some pretty good songs that are rap and hip hop too. I sometimes listen to him.
Cool. All right, Tyler, you're up.
that was an adventure for me. think I'm gonna stick with the Joyner Lucas route I was kind of going. Although I guess last week I didn't, but before that, I'm gonna do this on Active by Joyner Lucas and Big Sean.
Okay. Isn't Joyner Lucas beefing with somebody right now or something?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I first saw that. I haven't listened to any of the diss tracks, but all right. Let's get some Joyner Lucas going. All right. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, those are the recommendations for this week. Everybody Can't Go by Benny the Butcher and Kyle Banks. Poison by Active by Joyner Lucas and Big Sean. You want to
He's
listen?
got
What's up?
he's got beef with Skepta, the
Yeah,
UK
Skepta. Yeah, there you go.
rapper.
Yeah, it's
That's
UK.
crazy.
They're having like a UK versus America rap, and I'm just
Yeah,
like who
dang.
cares?
America.
Yeah, exactly. We know whose side we're on. No. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's podcast. Thank you so much for in. Make sure to check out the other videos on the channel and on the Spotify. We are trying to give you as much content as possible. Once NFL season, we're going to be giving you guys. Once NFL comes around, even if I'm not with the boys, I'm going to be doing some reaction content to some games, especially the standalone. So a lot of content coming your way. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Give us a good 5-star review, and we'll see you in the next one.